not a spring chicken. Today we're going to be talking about the Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah, because I mean, most people knew that we were planning to do the Royal Wedding and the Cannes Film Festival at the same time, but we hit two major problems with the Royal Wedding.
Number one.
She's been sick for a month, folks, and what people don't understand, if you don't know her, is that a lot of this stuff you've been seeing is actually old material that we stockpiled because we knew we were going to be going to the NAB in April, and we're going to be doing the Long Beach Grand Prix in April. So we basically did heavy pieces beforehand, and then if you also watch those heavy pieces those pieces we did in the last month, she has not done a lot of speaking. I have been sitting here, when the hell is that man going to shut his mouth? We don't want to hear him. I've had lots of those comments, but it's because if you paid attention, we've also done several pieces, 3 pieces on sore throats, and she did not speak in that. We had all the stuff piled out there told people she couldn't speak. So if she can't speak, it would logically seem, if she can't speak, then why is she doing this? Well, because they were old pieces.
And actually, if you listen to the pieces, see, part of it is you sold to Old Chem all the time.
Yeah.
And if you listen to some of the various pieces, you would notice that my voice probably sounds a little bit different.
Yeah. Today she sounds a lot better. But she had an event last night. She was going to interview a friend that was in a movie. Oops, she's never interviewed.
He was just doing the red carpet.
I thought he was doing the red carpet. I thought he was in the movie.
No, he wasn't in the movie.
So no.
I know, but I've never interviewed him before. It's like we hung out and did lots of stuff.
I know. I think Deep Gold in 3D, and we went there. She never got out of the car before all of a sudden she got hit with the throat problem again. It was that the weather. She had a throat problem for a month. She's done like a total 7 interviews in the last month. I mean, we went to have her hair, this hair is by Icon. She went and had the hair job done, and basically no sooner than we left the place, because we basically hadn't been going out in the evening. We left in the evening, she went, and then for 2 weeks she did nothing. She would basically come on, look cute in a bikini maybe, but she didn't speak. She sat there like that. And I'm going, if it was new material at that time, it was mostly me going, blah, 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 blah. So she's, getting back to talking now. But like I said, what's the second reason we aren't going to the royal wedding?
Lack of public interest in the royal wedding.
Oh yeah, I mean, basically it's got so lack of interest, we can't find anybody that wants to do any advertising on it. No one that we know wants to even talk about that wedding, because it's the wedding of Charles and Diana was the wedding of the century. The wedding of Kate Middleton and William is going to be the dud of the century.
Actually, they want to get it over and done with, I think, now.
That's right, because the package tours that they were going to arrange for the thing are done. I mean, I was talking to, at the Long Beach Grand Prix, a British citizen that was there, and they're talking simply about the fact that they got a big party in Trafalgar Square that's basically being tied with the wedding. It's going to be smaller than if it had nothing to do with the wedding.
What?
Yeah, because the people don't want that. What's happening is that it's a commoner's wedding. They do not approve in England a future king marrying a commoner. His great uncle, Prince Edward.
That could be why they're calling it a commoner's wedding.
Yeah, commoner's wedding. He basically, certainly when he was married had been divorced, but it was the fact he was a commoner, because basically they've been divorcing since Henry VIII in England. He basically, if I remember, he probably had him killed, but basically he still had to have the wedding annulled and stuff, so he could marry the person who then he would behead. So I found something interesting. Did you know that all of those wives of Henry VIII are basically in the royal tombs?
Oh, really?
They're there for display. Heads, the heads are in the casket with them, but they were queens of England. Because these actually were royal people, but they do not approve of a commoner marrying a king. Right now, she has pissed off so many people that they prefer Camilla to her as the next. Because first of all, Camilla will become a princess. She is a member of the royal family. And Kate Middleton's sister is a lady in waiting, which makes her a member of the royal family, but Kate Middleton, no.
But they could have made her a member of the royal family.
They could have made her a member of the royal family, but I'm assuming the fact that they didn't make her a member of the royal family was because they didn't approve of her. They approved her, okay. basically, when you're a future king, you can go do anything you want with anybody you want.
It's kind of like you can date them, but don't marry them.
Date them, yeah. Date,
Right.
You can date them, get them pregnant, have children, just don't marry them. That's how it works in the royal bit, so. I mean, a lot of members of my family wouldn't be here if they'd have married the women that they were. Yeah, well, because royal wedding, I mean, okay, royalty tends to marry people they really don't like. They're arranged weddings. So I do, I remember my family basically married the most god-awful, homely woman you'll ever imagine. Yes, but she was a good mother to his children. And then they say, well, they weren't his children, they think they were the gardener's children. So, because he couldn't stand to look at the woman, so. He said, here's what my grandfather said, she was so ugly she made a mud hen look attractive. So, yeah. But you marry them because they're arranged weddings. I mean, I'll honestly say, my father married a member that, my father, who was a crown prince, married a nobility also. He married Lady Mary, you know, so basically he married, it was basically, you know, like a match made in the royal circus. Here's an English, he's a king, he's a future king. Well, if World War II hadn't happened, might have been a king today, folks. So, but he married a lady in waiting, so who was also Lady Mary. So, you know, she was the daughter of Lady Mary, the granddaughter of Lady Mary, the great-great-granddaughter of Lady Mary, the great-great-great-daughter of Lady. There's a common thread in that lady bit. So, the problem is ladies can't inherit things in England. Only males can inherit lordships, folks. So that was a real dud. We wanted to go over, so now she'll be pissed the fact that, you know, I didn't take the invitation. But I can guarantee you, my nephew that took the invitation that I did have is not happy about it. Because he said, it's never going to budget. Oh, fuddy-duddy. Actually, he didn't say. There was a few words in between old fuddy-duddies and kids my age. We don't want to go. The parents of the kids that are his age are not going to the wedding. Well, we don't want to spend 10,000 pounds apiece to go to see something for somebody that we know is never going to be her Royal Highness.
See, part of it is if she was going to be the Royal Highness, they'd want to be there.
Yeah, and then they would be there, but they know that the next wedding, well, okay, you know, the next wedding, William's brother will marry a member of the royal family.
You can count on that one.
Yeah, because they don't want to have, because Charles is going to stay king, and when Charles leaves the throne, you know, remember his mother's 80-some years old. That family lives forever.
And she's still there.
And she's still there. And Charles will probably be king for 10, 15 years. And his other son, who is Diana's son also, basically red-haired and freckled, which that's nowhere in the plant gang in the Windsors, folks. I mean, that's, you know, I'm on the William the Conqueror side.
It could have been your son.
Yeah, red hair.
But you've had red hair.
I got red hair. I do have red hair. If I have my head off this summer, my head turns red. I do have the freckles too, but I never saw Princess Diana. Actually, I did meet Princess Diana. That's the problem. I did meet Princess. No, but believe me, my wife would have killed me. That's the way it works. If I'd have dallied around, she would have killed me. Well, if she'd have done it, she'd expect me to kill the guy that I was to be fooling with. But if I'd have done it, you're about this tall, and me, I mean, we'll put it this way. I got kicked in the leg the other day by her, and my leg hurts. I mean, it hurts.
Okay, so getting back to while we're not there, but we're talking about the Cannes Film Festival.
We're going to the Cannes Film Festival. We're basically we're offering all sorts of ways of advertising at Cannes Film. Like people, we were at the Grand Prix. We were talking to money people about the Cannes Film Festival. They said, "Well, how do you make any money? You don't have commercials." We always have commercials. Glasses, swimsuits if we get them, shoes. You know, camera equipment. I mean, you know, this is a bloody piece of, you know, that goes to a camera, you know, which, you know, I have stuck over there. We have computers, we have software, we have every god awful thing on the planet. it's like we're talking about the fact that, okay, we're talking about how, well, we do it like it was done when I started in television 60 years ago. Like, this is how it was done. We would basically, somebody would go off stage, actually, what happened one time, they'd throw the stuff at you guy, and they said, oh, I see we're having General Foods International Vanilla Caramel Latte from the makers of Maxwell House. I see that you have a cup of General Foods International Maxwell House Vanilla Caramel Latte. What do you think of General Foods International's Maxwell House Vanilla Caramel Latte?
It's quite good and goes down smooth.
You have it from an unbiased, unpaid person drinking that this is, yeah. Of course they're a member of the staff, folks, and you're standing there with you, but this is, we did not take things serious, or, they toss out BS the Bull. Hey, Mattel has got the latest in bulls, for you today. I picked up one of these things to play with my kid with BS the Bull, and believe me, Mattel does the best BS you've ever seen in your life. Those are how we did commercials in the early days of TV. Then, because advertising agencies considered television to be, as Newton Minow said, God, it was a vast wasteland. You're never going to be able to make money off of it. Who would pay to see anything on television? Well, until cable came along, a lot of people paid to see things on TV. But this is how we're going to do it. This is how we sell advertising. She's going to have custom-made swimsuits that advertising can be placed on. Imagine, and she's going to be doing, like I said, we haven't heard about on our credentials yet from the cons, but they tend to go to the major outlets, and our intention was to basically do the fringe, plus the fact that we know that we've probably got a good chance of being invited to a premiere. Because,
there's some of my friends that are doing a premiere there at cons.
Yeah.
And then I also have a friend that's doing an event on a yacht.
Yeah, we went.
So, those are kind of predictable.
Yeah, and because she come on the yacht in one of her tiny swimsuits. We have there'll be less swimsuit than this, folks. A lot less swimsuit than this. Maybe no swimsuit at all. No, but we also, the movie is Silver Case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we think that we have a really good chance of being invited to that premiere and being in a good spot on the line to talk to the people that are going to be doing the red carpet. Unlike the United States, we can actually depend upon big people actually coming down the line there.
That would be good.
Well, because Kansas, the weather is really nice at this time of year, and basically it's going to be a heck of a lot better for her to be in Kansas than England, because she needs the hot weather.